Ladies and gentlemen, friends, dreamers, and even those who came here just because there was free coffee, good morning. Today I want to talk about a very simple topic, a topic that everybody cares about but very few people actually understand. The topic is called the easiest way to be productive. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jack, you are a billionaire. You don't even need to be productive anymore. You can wake up, drink tea, and play ping pong all day. And you're right, I could. But then my wife would say, Jack, you are at home too much. Maybe go back to the office, okay? So productivity is not only about money. Sometimes it's about survival in your own house. When you hear the word productivity, you immediately think of machines, robots, maybe Elon Musk sending rockets to Mars. Some people think productivity means working 18 hours a day, drinking 20 cups of coffee, and never smiling. In China, we used to have this so-called 9 to 96 work culture, work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. And many young people thought that was productivity. But let me tell you, working like a robot does not make you productive. It makes you tired, angry, and sometimes bald. Look at me. I know what I'm talking about. The truth is, productivity is not about how many hours you work. Productivity is about how much value you create in the hours you work. If you spend 10 hours looking busy but producing nothing, you are not productive. You are just an actor. Maybe you deserve an Oscar, but not a promotion. So, what is the easiest way to be productive? I'll give you the answer straight away. Don't worry. I won't hide it in the conclusion like some boring professor who makes you wait 90 minutes for a simple sentence. Life is too short for suspense in lectures. The easiest way to be productive is this. Do the things that give you energy and avoid the things that steal your energy. Now, at first glance, this sounds so simple that you might even laugh. You may say, Jack, that's too obvious. Everybody knows that. Yes, everybody knows it. But let me ask you, how many people actually do it? Very few. In fact, I believe 90% of people spend their days chasing things that drain them while ignoring the activities that actually give them life. Why? Because we humans have a very bad habit. We like to complicate our lives. We chase titles because society tells us titles are important. We chase money even when the job we do for money makes us miserable. We chase approval from people who don't even care about us, and in the process we ignore what really makes us feel alive. Instead of asking ourselves, does this make me stronger, happier, more useful? We ask, will people clap for me if I do this? But let me tell you the truth. Being productive is not about applause. It is not about looking busy. It is about energy. When you do things that give you energy, you move faster, think clearer, and accomplish more in 2 hours than others do in 10. When you do things that steal your energy, you can work 20 hours and still feel stuck in the same place. Let me explain with a story. When I was a boy, my family was poor. I wanted to learn English, so I rode my bicycle 40 minutes every morning to a hotel in Hangzhou just to talk with foreigners. I would say, hello, my name is Jack. I show you around. You show me your English. That was my productivity. Not studying 20 hours in my room, not memorizing a dictionary. No, I created value for them and value for me. That was energy giving. Now imagine instead, I spent those years cleaning chopsticks for 12 hours a day. Would I be productive? Maybe in numbers, many chopsticks cleaned. But in value, zero. So productivity is not about effort alone. It's about choosing the right effort. There are 3 big killers of productivity. 1, confusion. People don't know what they want. They say, I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. But ask them how. And they go silent like Wi-Fi in the countryside. If you don't know what you want, you cannot be productive. You'll just run around in circles like a headless chicken. 2, distraction. Some people wake up, open their phone, and boom, the whole day is gone. They scroll WeChat, TikTok, Instagram. They are very productive at one thing, moving their thumb. Listen, if thumb movement was valuable, I'd be richer than Bill Gates just from scrolling. 3, fear. Fear of failure, fear of what others think, fear of looking stupid. Do you know why most people never start? Because they are afraid someone will laugh at them. But let me tell you, if you don't start, people will still laugh at you. So you might as well try. So how do you overcome these killers? Here's my secret sauce. 1, clarity. Know your why. If you don't know why you do something, productivity is impossible. 2, focus. Remove distractions. Productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing less, but better. 3, courage. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Every failure is tuition for your future success. Think of productivity as cooking a dish. Clarity is choosing the recipe. Focus is using only the right ingredients. Courage is daring to cook, even if you might burn the kitchen. When I started Alibaba, we had no money, no technology, no plan B. Just 18 people in my small apartment sitting on the floor. One guy asked me, Jack, what if we fail? I said, well, at least we will have a good dinner together. That was our productivity, not wasting energy on fear. Instead, we focused on what we could do, build a platform for small businesses. And do you know what? In the early years, we failed many times, but every failure gave us a new idea. That's why I always say, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. People always complain, I don't have time. But let me tell you the truth. Time is like underwear. Everybody has it, but some people use it better than others. The problem is not lack of time. The problem is lack of direction. If you spend your day running around with no plan, you will always feel busy but never productive. Here's a small trick I use. Every morning I ask myself, Jack, if today you can only finish 3 things, what are they? And then I do those 3 things first. That's it. The rest can wait. Today, technology is supposed to save us time, but sometimes it steals more time than it saves. Email, meetings, Zoom calls. Oh my God, meetings are the worst. A 1-hour meeting can take 10 people's time. That's 10 hours wasted. At Alibaba, I used to tell my team, if you want to have a meeting with me, you must answer 3 questions first. 1, why do we need this meeting? 2, what decision will we make in this meeting? 3, how short can we make this meeting? If they cannot answer, no meeting. That's productivity. Now here is the part people always forget, and it is perhaps the most important truth of all. Productivity is impossible without happiness. Think about it carefully. If you hate your job, if every morning you wake up and the first thought in your mind is, oh no, not again, then I don't care how many hours you sit at your desk, you will never be truly productive. You can force yourself to type reports, to attend endless meetings, to push paper from left to right. Yes, you may get something done, but what you produce will always be low in quality, low in creativity, and low in energy. Miserable people do not create masterpieces. Miserable people only create more misery. But when you are happier, that is when the magic happens. When you feel joy in your work, you don't count the hours. You enter what people call the flow state. Ideas come to you faster, your decisions are sharper, and you actually enjoy solving problems. Work feels less like punishment and more like play. That's why I always told my employees at Alibaba, work happily, live seriously. Happiness is not a luxury. It is fuel for productivity. And let me remind you, money should never be the purpose. Money is only a result, a byproduct of value creation. Too many people sacrifice their happiness for money, only to spend that same money later trying to buy back their happiness through vacations, medicine, or therapy. Productivity should not steal your life. It should give you a better life. So ask yourself this, are you working in a way that makes you smile or in a way that makes you suffer? Because only the first one will ever lead to true productivity. You know, people ask me, Jack, why do you always smile? I tell them because crying doesn't solve problems. Humor is productivity. Why? Because when you laugh, your mind relaxes. You see problems in a new way. You get energy. Sometimes in tough times, I would crack jokes just to keep the team spirit alive. Because when people laugh, they keep moving forward. So, let me summarize, because every good speech needs a summary. Otherwise, people walk away asking, what did Jack actually say? And someone replies, I don't know, but he waved his hands a lot. First, productivity is not about working more hours. If hours alone made you productive, then the people who watch 12 straight episodes of a TV drama in one night would be the most productive people in the world. Productivity is not hours. It's value. It's what you actually create. Second, the easiest way to be productive is still this. Do things that give you energy and avoid things that steal your energy. If a task excites you, motivates you, or even makes you laugh, then you will naturally do it well. But if a task makes you feel like you are carrying a refrigerator up 10 flights of stairs, maybe it's not worth your lifetime. Third, beware the killers of productivity: confusion, distraction, and fear. Confusion makes you run without knowing where the finish line is. Distraction makes you run in circles around your phone. And fear makes you stand still while others run past you. Fourth, the secret sauce: clarity, focus, and courage. It's like cooking hot pot. You need the right ingredients. Keep the fire steady and don't be afraid to add the chili. Without courage, your productivity will always taste bland. And finally, don't forget happiness. Don't forget humor. Happiness is your battery and humor is the charger. If you can laugh at your problems, you already have the energy to solve them. So my friends, we only have one life. Don't waste it pretending to be busy. Don't waste it chasing things you don't love. Find what makes you alive, focus on it, and share it with the world. That, my friends, is the easiest way to be productive. Thank you.